Greetings everyone, my name is Pudgy Bunny, and welcome to my channel. This is my first ever Let's Play, and as you can see we are doing Pokemon Red version, and we will make this a Nuzlocke challenge. So for those of you who don't know what Nuzlocke is, Nuzlocke started as essentially Pokemon hard mode. Somebody decided to make some extra rules to make a run through Pokemon much more challenging, and so today we call it the Nuzlocke Challenge because that was actually the name of one of the characters in the comic, I believe. So I'm going to go with more of the standard Nuzlocke Challenge from the first incarnation. So the first rule is if a Pokemon faints, it dies. So I can't use it again. I must release it. I won't be using like a graveyard box or anything like that. And the second rule is I can only catch the first Pokemon I encounter in each route. So this, I won't be adding any dupes clauses, and it's Gen 1, so there's not going to be any shiny clauses or anything like that. Just straight up, whatever shows up, we're going to catch it. The Nuzlocke does start at the beginning of the game, so if I lose to my rival, then I'm done for. And then the last rule, and it's not necessarily in the original comic, but it's become a standard rule, and that is I will nickname all of my Pokemon. This is in hopes of creating a stronger bond with them. And so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this adventure started. I chose Pokemon Red because that's the first Pokemon game I actually played, I owned. So yeah, why not start with my beginnings and see what happens from here. So, because I'm the Pudgy Bunny, we're going to name my name Pudgy. And since this guy's kind of just a whiny little jerk, I'm going to name him somebody that reminds me of that. So he's going to be Bonzo. Bonzo Madrid from Ender's Game. Definitely reminds me of the way this rival can be in this game. So here we're going to go ahead, and the professor's going to go ahead and let us start. Yay! I'm quite excited to play again. I mean, it's been a while, so let's play our SNES, because we can. Alright, time to go. So, because these games have been played for so many times, I'm not going to just talk to everything. I'll kind of cover the important things like the hidden items I'm aware of. As long as there's not too many in an area, because I just kind of want to progress through the story for you as much as possible. Hey, wait, don't go out yet. So he's telling us, no, it's not safe. Pokemon live in tall grass, and you don't want to be attacked by something that could kill you. Yeah, Pokemon could kill you. Especially since you start off as a 10-year-old. So yeah, I'm fed up with waiting. Bonzo, let me think. Oh yeah, that's right. He's really loose-minded here in the beginning, where he's like, I don't remember even my grandson's name. You have to tell me such information. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and okay, now we can pick. Generally what I was going to do is use my trainer ID to go ahead and tell which one it was. However, you don't find out your trainer ID until after you actually have a Pokemon. So instead I'm going to use a dice. I have a 6-sided dice right here. And 1 and 2 is going to be the grass type. 3 and 4 is the fire type. And 5 and 6 is the water type. So you'll have to trust me that it lands on that number. I apologize. Maybe next time I'll set up a random number generator or something like that. Okay, so we have 5. So we get to actually start with my favorite Pokemon, and that is Squirtle. Well, that line. It's Blastoise that I really like, but I'm alright with this choice. One problem I can see here is since I do tend to keep my starters, I try to keep them alive as much as possible. We're going to name him Ender. Because he's Bonzo. He's the bane of Bonzo. But yeah, the first time I ran through Pokemon Red, I actually chose Charmander because he was on the top of the box. But I'm okay with Squirtle. I mean, it'll make my first gym challenge just a little bit easier. I'm alright with that. Okay, so here we go, our first battle. So I'm going to fast forward through most trainer battles and random encounters. This way, again, for game progression, I'll try not to do any fast forwarding through actual boss fights, so rival battles and Elite Four and gym leaders. So really, I'm just going to spam tackle. All it can do is growl at me, so it just makes my attacks a little less effective. But with a potion, that's usually okay. If he uses growl before I usually have to use my potion, I get him down to at least half health. And yeah. So I'm not going to do any of the rules where I can't use healing items during battle. I think I'm not that good. So maybe in the future, after I've done several of these, that I can try and do something like that. But yeah, just spamming. Oh, there's a crit. Nice. Okay. I think crits in this one. Oh, nice. 2 crits in a row. Sweet. That means I get to keep that potion. Awesome. And no complaints here. Especially since you don't get any potions except for what you find and are given until Pewter City. So the more the merrier, in my opinion. Because the one time I tried to do a Nuzlocke run of this game before, I was making stupid mistakes with the fast forward button. I think because now I'm recording, hopefully I won't make as many of those. I lost all the Pokemon that can learn Cut, which really sucked. I had Pokemon to continue, but I ran out of captures, Pokemon that I was able to capture, and I ran out of all the ones that could learn Cut had died on me. So now that I'm a little more familiar about what can and cannot, and I actually got the one starter that can't learn Cut, I'm actually going to be paying attention to that. One of them will be a more common Pokemon that I'll find here, and that's Weedle. So if you get a Beedrill, Beedrill can learn Cut. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm just healing up since I battled once, maybe twice. I think it was just once. Now we're going to pick up the parcel and halfway get finished with the first quest that you were sent on. I know it's not really quests in this game, but playing as many RPGs as I've played, it's pretty much a quest. So, alright, so now I'm going to go back to Professor Oak, and he will give me a Pokedex so I can start my journey of not catching them all this time. That's weird for me because I am a huge completionist. I love to get every little item, even if it's useless, even if it's hard. I like to collect all the Pokemon. I don't have to get them all to level 100, but at least if I have them all, I'm pretty happy. So, alright, so, and we're progressing pretty good. We're around 9 minutes, so sure not complaining about time-wise, because I would like to go back up to Viridian City and purchase some Pokeballs, and then make my first 3 captures, since we did fight something in Route 1. I'm not able to capture something on Route 1. It means you'd start off with a total of 5 Pokemon in your party, if you actually make all your catches. And it's got a Pidgey and a Rattata, so chances are pretty high I'm going to get at least one of those already in one of the routes. And since I'm not doing Dusklas, this will kind of help reduce that a little bit. So, in all honesty, I'm not too worried about it. There are certain Pokemon I'm kind of hoping to get. I wouldn't mind a Nidoran male or female. Of course, I'm probably going to get a Weedle, so I will have poison covered pretty well, meaning I won't get poisoned through Viridian Forest. but I really like Nidoking. I really like Nidoking, so... And I've never really done a run with Nidoking. I've done a run with all my starters, so maybe towards the end I might deposit the starters just to get the real true look and feel of Pokemon. But, you know, he is my first Pokemon, so leaving in my party just kind of making nostalgic sense. As you can see, I just sped up the areas you don't need to see every time I heal and wait through that mess. Alright, so now we're going to buy the Pokeballs. We're actually going to buy everything we need in this time. So we'll get 5 Pokeballs, which should be more than enough for 3 Pokemon. If it's not, then I'll come back and get more if need be. I'm going to buy 10 antidotes. And right now I don't need either one of the other 2. So I'm just going to leave them there. But the 10 antidotes should last me a while, so that's why I'm okay with getting them. I know I'm probably going to get a poison type, so I won't get poisoned through Viridian Forest. Cross my legs, knock on wood. Cross my legs. I don't have to pee. Cross my fingers and knock on wood. Okay, so now we have our Pokeballs, we have 3 potions now, and we have a fully healed Ender. So we'll go ahead and search for our first Pokemon in Route 22. And I'm kind of hoping for, like I said, an Nidoran, but if not, Rattata. Okay. I'm not going to complain about Rattata. When I did my run before, Rattata is actually a very useful Pokemon for me. It can actually learn some of the water attacks that you get as TM, like Water Gun. So it actually allows me to get a little extra water in case like Ender's just too powerful, but so like leveling up in the cave actually becomes a lot easier when I don't have to just use my well, Squirtle probably going to be War Turtle by that time. So Rattata, and I'm going to name him Varys. Varys is a character out of the Song of Ice and Fire set. In other words, Game of Thrones. Honestly, not the biggest fan of the show, not really the biggest fan of the books. I like that character, he's kind of interesting. I'm just not a big fan of the raunch that ends up in the books and the series, so I tend not to pay attention to them. But, you know, Varys he says he's a spider, but I think he's more of a rat, so we'll go with rat. But it does mean I don't like my Rattata. I'm hoping Varys lasts, especially with his Hyper Fang. He could become a very key player, especially early on as Eradicate. Alright, so now we're going to make our capture in Route 2. And Viridian Forest, we're going to go ahead and do that in the same run before we get back to the Pokemon Center and call it a first episode. So let's see what we're going to get for our number 2 catch. Okay, so here's our Weedle. So I might end up with 2 Weedles. I'm actually okay with that. Because, like I said, what happened last time, my Beedrill died, and it's one that can learn Cut, so, in Gen 1. So, we're gonna name you Needle. That is Aria Sword out of the Song of Ice and Fire, so, okay. So now we are rocking 3 Pokemon so far, and we're gonna catch our 4th one. Probably gonna be another Weedle, maybe a Kakuna, depends on what I run into up here. I might get lucky and get a Caterpie. That would be good. I definitely would not complain about a Caterpie. Or even a Pikachu. Any of those will be fine. Honestly, any Pokemon I catch in here, I'm not going to complain about whatsoever. I know I'll be doubling up, and I'll deposit the second Weedle, so I don't run the risk of killing him at the same time I kill Needle. Alright, so Kakuna. Okay. So, we're going to switch to Ender, and we're going to capture him. so... Oh, come on. Alright, there we go. Okay. Good nickname too. Yes, we're gonna name you... Leroy. I don't know why. It just sounds like a good name. So, oh, I might as well grab this antidote. Okay. And now we're gonna go ahead and go back to the Pokemon Center, deposit Leroy, and the only reason I'm doing it that way is, yes, he's got less levels to get to Beedrill. However, he doesn't have Poison Sting. So at least Needle can do something before level 12. That's right, level frickin' 12. I don't want to have to trade out until level frickin' 12. Alright, so welcome to our Pokemon Center. We'll heal your Pokemon back for perfect health. Heal. Alright. Okay. So that's our team. We got Needle, Leroy, both of them are Wheels. We'll go ahead and start training off of Needle. And I'm going to go ahead and do some training off camera. I'll do all that off camera, just so you don't have to sit through that tedium. So when I get back, we can prepare to fight Bonzo for the first time, or second time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic day.